This is Plain Truth video number 24, and it's a very special Plain Truth video. It's 6:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on April 4th, 1968, exactly 50 years ago today. The great civil rights leader Martin Luther King was brutally assassinated on the balcony of his Memphis, Tennessee hotel. Present at the time were a number of other black civil rights leaders. Foremost was the Reverend Jesse Jackson. Now, I personally feel that Jesse Jackson was complicit in the assassination, either covertly or overtly, and I believe he was either paid by the government to act as a spotter or mark against Dr. King, or he was forced to do so through coercion. I've always felt that way. It's sad to say here 50 years later that Dr. King's dream still has not been realized. Racism is still as rampant as ever. There's still hate groups everywhere. There's still bigotry. It's a sad commentary on America and American citizens when they still judge people by their race, creed, color, or sexual orientation. We're all human beings and we're all God's children. And I know it was a tragedy of worldwide significance when Dr. King was assassinated. And to my mother's credit, who hated everyone and everything, I only saw her cry 3 times in my life in regard to a public official's death. The assassination of John F. Kennedy, the assassination of Robert Kennedy, and the assassination of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I, as a 9-year-old, witnessed this on television and in the media. And my mother turned to ask me, a 9-year-old, when is it going to stop? I had no answer for her then. I was a 9-year-old child. I have no answer now as a nearly 60-year-old man. I just know that had he lived, I really believe that the situation in terms of racial equality would have turned out drastically different. It was just a terrible, terrible loss, and I never believed for one moment that James Earl Ray acted alone. He may have been the one who pulled the trigger that sent the bullet to kill Dr. King, but I believe that the trigger was pulled by someone else entirely, namely the federal government, the FBI, the CIA, who knows. Dr. King was a thorn in the side of a white authority in this country, and what better way to remove that thorn than by killing a good, decent Christian man? We'll probably never know. Not for certain. I read a book a few years ago written by his late wife, Coretta Scott King, where she really, really believed that her husband was murdered by a trained sniper who was a member of the United States Army, and it was sponsored in part by the CIA and the FBI. She may very well have been correct, but there again, we'll probably never know for certain. But here, April 4th, 2018, exactly 50 years to the day later, we've still got a long way to go, and I hope I live long enough to see the fruition of Dr. King's dream, where we can enjoy racial equality, and we can enjoy equality that's not based on race, creed, color, or sexual orientation. Because I stated earlier, we're all Americans, We're all human beings, and we're all children of God. Thank you for letting an old man blather for a few minutes. And I hope you take something away from this video that will profit you. Have a good day. Thank you again. Bye.